Good evening, everybody. The purpose of this speech is to examine how ethical communication can take place. Matthew was a follower of the political philosophy of John Rawls, a university professor at Harvard of Political Sciences. According to Michael Martin and his book Ethics Applied to Life, published in 2007 by Kaplan University, John Rawls believes that each individual is to have an equal right to the most extensive system of liberties compatible with a similar system of liberty for all. This is the reason, because of his democratic mind, Matthew's liberal mind, that he accepted to give a speech about gay and lesbian rights in his workplace. The day of the speech, fearless and with heavy steps, he goes up on the podium and he quotes Melinda Roberts, a university professor of psychology at Kaplan, who states in her book in 2006, published by Kaplan University, that according to the Diagnostic Manual of Mental Disorders, homosexuality is not considered to be an abnormal behavior anymore for the past 20 years. So, Matthew Hollows, let's embrace our fellow co-workers and give them their political and social rights. Unfortunately, Matthew was violently heckled, and bottles of water and cans of soda were thrown at him. As a communications major, I know that democracy is an organized conflict. However, we live in a democratic country, and according to the US Constitution, that promotes freedom of speech, we need to know also how to define our rights and our responsibilities. According to Clayla Jaffe in her book Public Speaking, published in 2007, Professor Vernon Jensen calls these rights and responsibilities as rights abilities. In this speech, I would like to focus on three main points: how to embrace diversity, how to use dialogical principles, and how to listen ethically. There are several groups that they embrace diversity in a different way. The resisting groups are dangerous. They are so much tied in their old beliefs and they resist and respond violently. They terrorize the opponents. Wars are made because conflict of nations, and they even threat the lives of the opponents. The assimilating groups, on the other hand, are ready to drop any old belief and accustomed to a new one. Immigrants do that when they immigrate to a new country. And the accommodating groups are the ones that keep the best of both. They use their critical mind, so they keep old beliefs, they keep new beliefs after they have examined their credibility. And according to Clayla Jaffe in her book Public Speaking, published in 2007, multivocal societies are born this way, where old beliefs and new beliefs are mingled together and people can apply them freely and formally and liberally. There are three main points in the dialogical principle. First is equality. We respect one another. Second is examination. Before we absorb any new belief, we need to know how truthful it is, so we examine it. And third is empathy. We embrace diversity with an open mind. And how do we listen ethically? We do not distract our fellow listeners. We wait for the questions and answer time to ask questions from our speaker, and we ask detailed information to identify any bias that there is in the information that the speaker presents to the audience. To conclude, ethical communication can take place when we follow the dialogical principles, when we embrace diversity in a positive way, and when we listen ethically and speak ethically. So Let's believe that next time Matthew goes up on this podium, he's going to be among a democratic audience. After all, the task of a public speaker is to give speeches that they fight against any oppression, even the name of it is race discrimination or age discrimination or gender discrimination or minority discrimination. Public speakers present speeches that fight against any oppression. Thank you.